Hey guys, welcome back. So today we are talking about one of my favorite brands of all time. And I do mean of all time. This was probably the first brand that I ever tried on the higher end of makeup. And that is Viseart. If you guys didn't see my last haul, I will link it up here. But basically I mentioned in that haul in which I hauled this eyeshadow palette that I wanted to do this video. This is the Grande Pro 1X from Viseart. This is brand new to their collection. And basically it's just an all matte neutral eyeshadow palette, just how I like them, which makes no sense because when do I ever wear neutrals? Almost never, but just how I like them. This is what I like. In today's video, we're going to be talking about whether or not you should pick up the Grande Pro 1X if you have the OG Grande Pro. This is what it looks like on the inside. I know you guys are like, is this deja vu or no? But like, or no, it's not the exact same. Very close, but not the exact same thing. So for today's video, what I did was I did a black smoky eye. I used the 1X on this eye and the OG one on this eye. And I'm kind of showing you guys the differences between the two, just so you guys can make up your mind on whether or not you need the 1X if you have the one. Obviously I threw some nude eyeliner on there, by the way, but that has absolutely nothing to do with this video. I just like, a black smoky eye was just not dramatic enough for me. I thought a nude eyeliner would be best. So if you guys want to see my thoughts on the Grande Pro 1X versus the OG one, then please just keep on watching. But first, before you do that, real quick, if you guys could just do me a super quick favor, maybe just hit that subscribe button down there. I don't know. I mean, if you're like in a giving mood and you just feel like, bloop, real quick, I would definitely appreciate that. I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you like consistent content, you know, if you like really big hair, because honestly, my hair is just, it's just growing more and more by the day. I'm kind of excited. Like, how big is it going to be tomorrow? Like, stay tuned next time on Dragon Ball Z. If you just like people who spend way too much money on makeup, way too many hauls, just a lot. If you like a lot, it's just a lot. Okay. A lot of makeup on my face, a lot of makeup in my room, a lot of makeup everywhere. Then I think this is the place to be. I think this is where you want to just park it for just a little bit. I think this is a good place. Anyways, now that that's out of the way, let's roll the clip. Okay, so jumping right into the eye look that we're going to do. My face is on very, very badly matched. What else is new? My brows are done. Very unattractive. Also, please just, you know, today is just, it's not a good base day. But because we're using Viseart eyeshadows, I feel like it's going to be a good eyeshadow day. So I've got my two Grande Pro ones, I guess, here. Let me just show you the difference in the packaging because there definitely is a difference. Obviously, my Grande Pro Volume 1 is super jacked up. Like, I actually really like this palette. So this is the one that I've had for a while. This is the OG version. You can see there's like marks in it. I don't even know what's going on. The color in the actual palette is a little bit different. This original one is black, and then this newer version is kind of like a dark brown, I guess. On the front, I guess is this the front, the back? I don't know. They do say Grande Pro, but the 1X, which is this one, just says Grande Pro, and then the original one just says Grande Pro Volume 1. So I guess you will be able to tell the difference, I guess. Where they open is also a little different. So the original opens kind of in the middle, and then the 1X is a little bit higher up. Oh, I just realized I cut the plastic thing off of this, which I will probably end up doing with this one as well because I don't, like, why are you here? You know what? I'm gonna just do it right now. I'm sure there's an actual reason for this piece, maybe not to get your mirror dirty or whatever the case is. I just don't care, so I ripped it off, and then this is the new 1X. I'm just gonna read to you guys what it says on the actual Viseart website, just so we kind of get a feel of what the reason was for coming out with a new palette, etc. Introducing the Grande Pro 1X eyeshadow palette. Backed by popular demand, our artist-driven palette features 35 pigment-rich essential matte eyeshadows. No, it just says shadows. For defining and sculpting eyes, brows, and cheekbones. The universally flattering shades are magnetized, allowing for easy customization for the artist who requires flexibility. Our shadows are housed within Viseart's iconic proprietary convertible packaging with folding easel and, oh, you're supposed to do that with this? I didn't know that. I guess you're supposed to, oh, that makes so much sense. It's like magnetized, so you're supposed to just like sit it up like this. That's freaking cool. So many more words, but basically it says this is an extension. That's why it's 1X. It's one extension of the original one, and it is limited edition for 2021, which I do believe that the original one was supposed to be limited edition also for maybe 2019, 2020, whenever it came out. I feel like it was 2019. Or maybe even 2018. The original comes with 30 shades and each pan is 2 grams, which makes this a 60-gram palette. Whereas the 1X has 35 shades, but each pan is 1.5 grams, which gives you 52.5 grams. I think that's right, 52.5 grams. So this does not have the same amount of products. I don't know why. I feel like I read somewhere or saw somewhere that they're supposed to have the same amount of product. They don't. The new one has less product by 7.5 grams. But I mean, 7.5 grams, that's not really a lot, but still it is different. However, this does retail for $150. And if I remember correctly, I paid $175 for the original. So I guess it's technically reflected in the price. So there are 11 new shades in the 1X. And I know it sounds kind of strange because we went from 30 eyeshadows to 35 eyeshadows and somehow gained 11 shades. But of course, there are 6 eyeshadows that were in the original that are not in this one. So I'm just going to show you guys what the new 11 shades are. And then I will show you guys what the 6 eyeshadows that are in the OG version that are not in the new one. The new eyeshadows in this palette are Letterbox, Piglet, Dove, Thistle, Cafe Cream, Blush, Framboise, I don't know, BLS, Nude Caramel, Lyleson, I don't know, and Cream. So again, there are 6 eyeshadows in the original that are not in the new palette. We have Bark, Mulberry, Dusty Lilac, Cappuccino, Almond, and Pale Thistle. In the original, the first shade that I'm grabbing is this one. So I'm just gonna take this shade with a very, very, very fluffy brush. And oh, this is so weird. I always start my eyeshadow on this eye. Maybe I will switch it up. Maybe I will use the original on my right eye and then I'll use the 1X on the other eye because I just feel really weird doing it the other way around. So I'm just gonna throw this into my crease, as I always do. From the other palette, from the 1X, I am gonna grab this shade because it looks pretty similar to me. Oh, wait a minute. That was actually a lot more pigmented than the other side. Also, I do wanna just note, I probably bought this eyeshadow palette in like 2018, 2019. So the formula, it could be a little different. Okay, it's been years. And I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to keep them for this long, but I just don't actually care. And I will not just throw out my $175 eyeshadow palette, okay? Nope, you got the wrong one if that's what you thought. I'm just gonna grab a more concentrated fluffy brush and I am gonna go into this orangey shade here and work it right into my crease. I love using warmth when I'm doing black smoky, well, any smoky eye really, but especially black smoky eyes, because black smoky eyes can make you look ill or like you've been punched in the face really quick, and they can get out of hand really quick. So I feel like by using like a very, very warm shade, you kind of avoid that. So now I'm going to go into the 1X and just do the same thing. So I'm just going to take the shade right next door, which is, I know for a fact, the same in both palettes. And I'm going to take it on an even smaller brush. This one is a Morphe M506. And I'm just going to apply this even lower. This, we definitely don't want to bring up. I mean, we want it to be in the crease, but we don't want to bring it too high. Because A, this is a very dark brown. And B, if I haven't said it enough, we really want some orange to be showing in that crease. So we do not want to cover that up at all. Even though I am switching eyes, by the way, I am using the same brush. I just feel like, oh my gosh, that's super pigmented. Like if I use 2 different brushes, like how will I know if it's the brush making the difference or the palette, you know? Now I'm going to take the black shade in the OG Grande Pro. And I'm taking it on a flat brush. And I am packing it on the lid. I did kind of douse both sides of the brush with the black. It's just what I do for smoky eyes. I mean, you want the lid to be black, you know, like you don't want it to be like a dark gray. This is a black smoky eye. It's not a dark gray smoky eye. So we are going up pretty heavy-handedly. Is that even a word? Handedly? I want to note from both palettes, I didn't get really any fallout. I am getting a tiny, and I do mean tiny, like there's like 3 specks of fallout on this side because obviously I'm applying black now. So now going in with the black on the other side, the other palette, I'm just gonna do the exact same thing. Honestly, one of the main reasons I wanted to do a black smoky eye is because for me personally, I know this is not the case for everybody, but for me, the most used colors in every single one of my eyeshadow palettes will always be black. Black is the color that I use pretty much every single day. It doesn't matter what look I'm doing. So I really wanted to see what the black versus the black in the other palette would look like. I am just going to take the brush that I was using with the dark browns and just blend that out a little bit further. You can see there's like a little bit of harshness going on in the crease right now, and doing this is going to definitely help. So I'm just going to I'm going to bring the brown a little bit higher than I originally did. You don't want to start too high because then it's going to just look wild, and it can look really aggressive really quickly. But I'm just going to bring it just a touch higher. Oops, that's the wrong palette. This is hard, okay? This is harder than you think. There we go. The right palette now. So here is what both eyes are looking like. I have to say, I kind of prefer this eye. I don't know if there's like a specific reason that I do. I kind of just do. They look pretty much exactly the same, but for some reason I prefer this eye. I don't know. Listen, my man, I don't know. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go off camera. I'm gonna do basically the rest of my face. Yeah, I'm pretty much gonna finish my makeup and just leave my lower lash line so we can finish that together. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay guys, so obviously the rest of my makeup is on. I'm literally done with everything except my lower lash line. So I'm just going to do that with you guys so you guys can see the difference between the two palettes. I'm first taking the Dose of Colors eyeliner in Caviar, which is black. And I'm just going to pop this on my waterline here. Honestly, I could have done this off camera, but I don't think sometimes, you know. So now taking the original Grande Pro, I'm just going to take the black shade on a flat definer brush and just run it along. Oh my gosh. Look how dark that is. I'm just grabbing the black from the 1X palette. Now just grabbing a pencil brush. This one is a ColourPop E10. And I'm going to first go into the 1X because I already have it here. And I'm taking the orange shade because remember, warmth, very important. And run it pretty low underneath the black. Going into the OG, taking the orange, doing the same thing. Honestly, I would say besides the black, this orange shade is probably my second most used eyeshadow in this palette. And now for my last step, I'm just going to take my highlighter, which was Benefit Tickle today, mostly because it was here and I was lazy to get another one. And I mean, it does look good though, I think. I'm just going to pop this on my inner corner. That is another thing I would say is pretty essential when you're doing like a black smoky eye especially. It's just throwing on an inner corner highlight. It kind of just brightens everything up. I do just want to show you guys the finished eyes and see if you guys can tell a difference at all, because I personally cannot, okay? I feel like these two palettes are exactly the same as I thought, or at least they perform exactly the same, which is exactly what I thought. The question is, do you need the 1X if you already have the 1? Now, I want to take under consideration that the 1, the original 1, the OG 1, is already like several years old. It's probably like 2 to 3 years old at this point. They perform exactly the same as they did when I first got this palette, which is one of the reasons that I love Viseart's formula so much. I just feel like you don't need it, okay? I feel like if you have the OG 1, it's not necessary. It is not necessary. The colors are the same. Even though there are 11 new shades, I feel like the new shades are so similar to the shades that they remove from the palette that it's just, it doesn't matter. Or even if they're not the same as the ones that were removed, they're very similar to each other. Like, I feel like now we have a lot more crossover over here than we did in the 1 OG. So for that reason, I feel like you don't need both. Do I think you should pick up the 1X if you don't have either? That's a hell yeah from me. I love Viseart's formula so much, especially the mattes. And this is very true to their formula. It's really, really blendable, pigmented. It's like everything you could ever need. All the neutrals you could ever need. But like I said, if you have the OG, please don't get the 1X. Don't do it to yourself. Just don't do it. They are the same damn thing. Actually, they're not, because the 1X comes with less product than the 1, but it is cheaper than the 1 was. You know what? Just don't do it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm trying to say. Just don't do it. So that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up if you did like it. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. I'm going to say this so fast because I always like to wrap up the end of the video just like wrap it up. Like, we're done here. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Snapchat and Twitter and TikTok if you guys are not already. That's just the Katie Danger. I don't know what this was, but like, I feel like I'm a robot or something. That is all just the Katie Danger. I post on there once every 15 years. I tweeted this morning, okay? I tweeted, thank you, please hold your applause. I know, I feel like I actually contributed to society today because I tweeted, so. That is all that I have to say for today's video, so I will see you guys in my next one. Bye. Like, wrap it up. Like, we're done here.